Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap session for Monday, November the 12th, 2018. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we get together in these live go-to sessions to take a look at the market, macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market, and then we drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses for the day. Our hypotheses are our trade plans. We do create multiple trade plans. We do not know what the market's going to do. Therefore, we create hypotheses, wait for the market to open up, see who takes control, and then execute the plan that best suits the market, and then adjust to various hypotheses based on the context that is played out during the regular trading hours. This is a subscription room. If you're interested in checking it out, send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. There's no website, there's no blog. This is not a commercial venture. I do everything live here in the go-to, and then we do live trading analysis during the course of the regular trading hours. Please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. So taking a look at Friday. Friday was pretty much a balancing day. We were looking for continuation down, but we were looking for a rotational day down. We opened auction. We were looking for a move back inside of the prior day, then rejection, and then a move down towards that 74, 75 area. Got a little bit of extension, then the buyer stepped in. We get a nice rally up back near the high. Didn't quite get back through to create a neutral day, and then they sell off into the close as people are covering and going into the weekend. This is very much a downward, sloping channel, and then it V-bottomed and went right back up and came back up into the balance that we created earlier in the day. In terms of the Globex, we opened right inside of the value. We came up, and our high overnight is the high from the RTH session. So we've created a double top at the 27.95 and a quarter. Nice little foobar, Mr. Sneaky, and then we rotate all the way back down, back into the main distribution from the Friday session, and so far we've pushed through, and we're coming down and testing the lower end of yesterday. They didn't quite get to the 64.50. They got to 68.50 so far. We got a triple distribution with the LVN here at 74 and an LVN at 82, 83 with the VPOC in around the 3-day microcomposite VPOC and Friday's VPOC. So no clear price acceptance. The inventory is pretty bad. I'm sorry, hold on one second. Sorry about that. Inventory is pretty balanced out. It was about 75% net long, and kind of rolled over. It kind of balanced itself out right here. Taking a look at the news, we don't have a lot of news today. We've got some European news. We've got loan officer survey, and then we've got at 2:30 we've got Fed member daily speaking, and that's about it. It's actually a pretty light news week all the way around. Some regular stuff, but not a lot. We do have a lot coming out of Great Britain, I think Wednesday or Thursday, so just keep a note on that. That can move the market, especially in the Globex. Earnings, there's no real earnings today either. we only have 14 before the open, 30 before the close, and there's not anything really big that I think would the market would focus on. So no real big earnings. Take a look at the macro. I like to start my day each day using a simple candlestick chart, starting on the monthly and then working my way down. What I'm doing is I'm using 9 EMA, 20 SMA. I'm looking to see the strength of the trend, where we are in that particular time frame. Is it being challenged by a move below the 9, or possibly changing a trend by getting through the 9 and the 20? Right now, we've had a pretty decent trend, good slope, good separation, and then they come down and try to break through and change the trend on the monthly, but they bounce right back up, and we're currently just chopping around the 9 and trying to get above the 73 and hold for a possible continuation pattern. But the trend itself is weakening, but it is still intact. Going to the weekly, a little bit of a different story. We start to get this downward trend, then they come back, and it looks like on Friday they're going to get above the 9 and the 20, but they fail into the close, and here we are back below the 9 and the 20, and getting a possibility of a continuation of a trend down. No real slope or separation yet, but we're struggling to get back above that 9. Going to the daily, we had a pretty decent downward trend. Then they took it back last week, and we've come back and we tested the 2760 area and testing the 9. And of course, we do not have slope or separation. So again, the trend is intact, but it's weak. And going to the 4-hour, we're back below the 9 and the 20. We're starting to see some separation, but no slope yet. But we are in a possibility of a start of a downward trend here. And then going to the 30-minute, you can see that accelerates, and we are in a downward trend. We don't even challenge getting above the 9 EMA until we get above the 77. So if we take a look at that structurally and take a look at the composite, I want you to notice something here, that we're back inside of the value area of the microcomposite from the breakdown day to the gap down, where we fell out of balance. We're back up inside here. Now look at the distribution here. It is really, really undetermined. There's no clear, concise, price acceptance. I mean, the microcomposite VPOC is right here at 2770. This is going to be our over-under line. If we get below it, we're likely to come down and test the key line in the sand and the value area high in that 51.52 area. And that will be our key line in the sand below. And then really, you can use the 2802, but I think that now that we're back in this area, we're going to see a lot of large rotations. This was a big move down here, and we've come back up into the 61.50, 61.8 to 50% golden recovery zone, as Marvin likes to talk about, and we're chopping here. So I think that this week, with a lot of light news, that you're going to see a battle in this area, and you're going to see a lot of large rotations, and possibility of getting stuck in this area here as we chop back and forth through these areas of undetermined fair value. Undetermined fair value, 14.25, just underneath the month high. 90, 97, 98 area, 91.50, 81 to 83, and then 70 to 73, 60.25, and it's bracketed by 27.50. And the reason I'm using 27.50 is I want to be above the chop zone to determine that we're actually making a impulsive move back outside of balance. And when I say back outside of balance, I'm talking about the longer time frame value area high, which is up here at the 2750, which is the bigger microcomposite VPOC that has the yearly VPOC, microcomposite VPOC, down here at 2750 area. So just keep an eye on the 0275. That will be important. The 51 is much more clearly defined. If we get below that, we're back inside of this 6-day or 5-day value and getting closer to that magnet, and move back down towards the microcomposite VPOC for the year is more defined. But this is a very important area to hold. So key levels here, obviously, is the 71 to 72 area, the 51 area, and the 02 area. Obviously, we've got that double top up at 95. That's going to be important. It's our overnight high and our RTH high from Friday. So what am I looking at in terms of hypotheses today? Our VPOC, overnight VPOC, is at 79. And again, it's right at our week open and just below Friday's VPOC and the 3-day microcomposite VPOC once we got back in this area. Our overnight high, obviously 95.25. Our overnight low is currently at 68.50. By the way, nice bounce on the Keltner lower line in the PNF chart. We bounced right off of it, and another beautiful signal, and gave us a bounce of almost 10 points. Very nice. So in terms of hypotheses, I'm looking for rotation this week. A lot of it. A lot of back and forth, back and forth. So in terms of my Hypo 1 and Hypo 2, they're going to be equally weighted. I'm looking for an open auction in range just outside of value. This is a valid value area. I'm looking for a move back inside value and a move up into the 3-day, and somewhere between the 82 and the 87, I'm looking for buyers or sellers to step in, rotate us down, take out the overnight low, get below the overnight the over underline, and push through and come down here and close this naked close down here at 59.25, and that's my primary target for Hypo 1. Maybe a late day probe down to test the 51, but I'm looking for us to rotate back up and close somewhere between 70 and 82. And again, it's wide ranges because our ATR is still running at 55.02, which reminds me that the daily ATR full session is running at 55 points, 55.02. So off the overnight low, our daily upside target is 28.23.50. Our daily downside target is 27.40.25. And either of these targets are valid with the size of the range we've been seeing. So Hypo 1, open auction just outside of value in range, a move up into the value and somewhere between the 82 and the value area high. I'm looking for sellers to step in, rotate us down into the 59, which is our primary target. Balance here, maybe a late day probe down to 51, but I'm looking for a basing pattern down here and a move back up into the 70 to 82 area and closing back inside of the 3-day value. That is Hypo 1. Hypo 2 is the opposite, but equally weighted. Open auction in range, just outside of value, a move down to test the 68 to 64, and again, maybe a late day maybe a probe down into the 59, defying buyers and rotating us up and rotating us up through value, testing this weak high, the double top, try to break out but fail to get above it and hold, come back down and close somewhere between 70 and 82. So basically the polar opposite of the hypo 1. Hypo 3 is going to be a breakdown day because of the weakness that we saw on Friday and the weakness that we've seen in the Globex. A open test drive, failure to get above the value area, impulsive move down into the 64, chop here, and then break, come down into the 51 area, fail, and push through down into this 40 to 46 area and chop down here as we find a base and start working our way back up. I'm not sure where we'll close. I'm thinking somewhere below the prior day range in the mid 50s. That is my hypo 3. Hypo 4 is a continuation of this upward move, the take back of the retrace from the big move down. Open auction just outside of value, in range. Failure to get below the prior day low. Buyer step in early, rotate us up, and then we chop around between the value area high and the 95 and a quarter, then finally break through the overnight high and push up into the 2800, and the target for hypo 4 is up here at the 2809.50, and looking to close back up inside of the 2800s. Those are my 4 main hypotheses. The 5th hypothesis is an inside day and just basically chopping between 95 and 64 and going sideways as we try to determine fair value in this area of undetermined fair value. Those are my hypotheses. I'm not going to bother with gold right now because I'm not going to be trading gold because I'm probably not going to do a lot of trading myself today. But that's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.